Hey, ladies and Germans, how y'all doing? This is Connorwork,
And I'm Rangru. Hello, hello, hello.
and we promised you another gruesome twosome, and today we will deliver back on Orsha North yet again. I'm sure you're tired of seeing these maps. Don't worry, we got plenty more coming out in a few weeks. But coming to you today on Orsha North, Rang, who do we have, and what are they bringing?
Well, on the right hand side in red, we have abyssalKILLJOE. I'm just going to call him KILLJOE, playing as the 26th Guards Strelkovy. And left hand side in blue, Tigga is playing as 20th Panzer, and Tigga's going for a balanced income, and Abyssal for a Vanguard income.
Alright, so we had seen a Vanguard income for... Ooh, OT-34. We had seen a balanced, a Vanguard income for, who was it, Gonzo, I think, earlier this week.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. How does the 20th play, do you think, with a balanced income?
That is interesting, because really you don't have the tank numbers do C-phase spam, or really much B-phase spam, to be entirely honest. Maybe he's going to spam more anti-tank guns, I think you get a few tank destroyers of 20th. But, I don't know, we'll have to see. For Abyssal, I'm really interested to see what he's going to be doing with an A-phase heavy income. As I think both of these divisions should have their incomes reversed. Like, Tigga should be playing with KILLJOE's income and vice versa. As I feel like both divisions are better like that. But hey, we'll see how it works out for both players. I'm rather interested.
Indeed. We're seeing an absolute huge amount of infantry investment, I would say, over on Tigga's side. And a shockingly aggressive investment over here from this... it looked more insane a second ago, but it looked like the Soviets' initial push was very aggressive. I'm not sure how well it's going to match up. We actually have no unloading orders really happening just yet from the Soviets.
Yeah, it's quite funny. Tigga's pretty much going for a lot of stats, troop and spam, flamethrowers, and stern pioneer troops. While with Abyssal, yes, a lot of flamethrower dudes, I believe. Yeah, a lot of flamethrower dudes from Abyssal as well, just a two-man squad, if I recall. So we'll see how this plays out. It's going to be a flame on, flame on.
And the Strafniki. So remind me again. What are the Strafniki? I can never remember. Also, could someone out there please just translate all the names of these infantry for me? Like, I know we talked about the
I think it might be the Pino dudes.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Oh, these flamethrower dudes sound.
Oh my god, it's a real flame war.
It's like the internet.
Except that the air such trooper are like, we are downvoting you into oblivion.
It's just a downvote brigade. So, but yeah, it's real crazy infantry play from both sides. Not really much tanks being used.
Yeah, and shockingly enough, now we're seeing that it used to be if you fired machine guns at the kind of initial deployment trucks, yeah, they got stressed, but they never really blew up. I feel like I really almost enjoy now how much more lethal infantry can be towards trucks.
Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous, perhaps, to say. When actually, we're never going to know with these Strafniki arcs, they both died. Now we've won the center. There we go. Maybe we'll see that happen.
I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, the crazy 3 DPs and everything.
Yeah. But yeah, in terms of initial fight, Tigger's managed to come out on top with a 14-10 lead over KILLJOE. And he's doing pretty good. Down south, he definitely has the numbers advantage. It's just that one OT-34 he has to kill to really make any ground. And in the middle, KILLJOE, I mean, he's moving up the OT, but he's probably going to run into the Pack 40, and that's not going to be good. Gun jammed, he's pretty much down. And yeah, definitely feels like Tigga really is having the superiority so far in this A phase. Getting all the important kills and taking good amount of territory.
Oh dear Christ, here comes the Yak 9B.
Oh boy. He goes, he clusters, and he doesn't kill.
And shockingly, he doesn't fuck it.
I know.
Very, very surprising. I expected a very different result there. I think you did too.
Same here, but the Messerschmitt G2s are in the air. Nice thing about 2nd or 20th Panzer, I should say, is you get, like, these lovely Messerschmitt cards in A-phase. 2-star veterancy, 3 of them in 1 card. It's a really efficient fighter.
That's true, and frankly, facing off against some of the materials they have to in the overall fight, I mean, a 3-to-1 furball, this should be pretty much over immediately, but the Yak is just not really a... I think he's just more kind of like playing, stay away from me! He's like that little guy you see like slapping someone, just trying to get away. And just like that man, eventually he gets punched out, so he goes the way of Chris Tucker in every Rush Hour movie. Ersatz Troopin going up against an OT-34. This is a brave idea. Or
it's
not.
Too bad if you're not like really close to tanks, you can't use like infantry grenades to like try to knock it out.
We are gonna have. Oh, this is a good idea. Sorry, Go. You want to make that comment, weren't you?
You know, kind of like Saving Private Ryan when you jump onto the tank and throw a grenade down the hatch. Or do something if you're really, really close.
True, but at the same time, I think that's probably just as good. It's terrifying enough when the infantry can take you out with flamethrowers and and heat grenades and PTRDs and. We are seeing down in the south, the major piece of Russian equipment has been strafed to pieces.
Yep. At the same time, it doesn't feel like Tigga's going to be doing much of a push down south to exploit this.
Well, he does have that P4 in the area, and he's going to be able to engage him consistently. So that'll be fun. He should be able to take this out pretty quick, I would think. Driver killed, but there's 2 more T-34s rushing to the front. And a couple of gas guns as well. Actually, 3 gases?
Yeah, 3 gas AAs.
4 gases?
The cheapest chips, so might as well.
A fuel explosion. Okay, so that's going to push back the Soviets for about another 20 or 30 seconds. If you clean up this Ognjenochiki just to the north of that compound, you're probably in a pretty good position there. Taking a look at the north, the Starovniki, they're causing their own set of hassles. Because they are just there. They're walking just armories. They are. They have 3 PPSs, they have 13 Mosin Nagants, and they have 3 DPs, and the PTRD. I mean, like, I'm almost out of breath just saying what they have.
I know. It's a lot of fight. Yeah, they have a lot of firepower. Huge bloody squad. They're really bloody good in sustained firefights. Of course, the downside is no veterancy whatsoever. So against, like an STG squad, for example, in close range, they're not going to have a good time.
I'd be very amused if this 2-man Flammenwerfer squad comes in and takes off both of them. I don't know if that's going to happen. We're getting awfully close to that already. And indeed, you actually might even see the Germans able to take this northern compound.
Yeah, it's pretty close. It's pretty close. And he's got the tank here, and that Panzer Force in a good position.
There we go. That's the Starovniki. The Sturmoviki is going to get taken on out in any second. No, he's not technically behind enemy lines yet. Wow. That is walking on a thin line. Huey Lewis in the news has nothing on that. Down south, just want to check back in. Okay, the tanks have not yet really hit the fan. So, alright. Flame war happens, and yep, as you might expect, there's a very, very quick perishing.
Yeah, we've seen T-34s down south, and yeah, KILLJOE should be able to take it back. He's getting some good critical hits with the AT rifle on the Panzer IV.
Are they talking about nerfing that anytime soon, by the way?
The AT rifle has been nerfed.
I mean, like, okay, let me rephrase. Criticals, I understand. Destroying this thing or just, like, killing the guys outright, like,
I don't think it does that as much anymore. Like, the AP and reload has been reduced on the AT rifles a bit.
Yeah, okay.
Or the AP drop-off, I believe, is what it was. Something along those lines. I mean, knocking out, doing, like, transmission damage and whatnot, I think is completely fine.
Yeah.
With an AT rifle, like you said. Outright killing tanks frontally, unless you, like, shoot it a lot.
The immediate guaranteed crit.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible, but it's not likely. Especially with, tanks that were made past 1940.
Worth noting, we have another OT-34 being brought on in, and he's holding that command point like it's his job. He's got to be very careful, frankly. I mean, we have a Panzer Grenadier that's a couple hundred meters to the west of the entire engagement.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, they're trying to bum rush that P4.
Really do it? Oh, P4's gonna get first shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet we have this M3A1 who's gonna stress the bejesus. Jammed the gun. With a 12-7 with APHE ammo, he jams the gun.
Look at how tight that shot is. Like that is such a tight shot.
Engine destroyed, transmission damaged. Okay, that's ridiculous.
That's a bit silly.
Yeah.
That's a little bit silly.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand getting like the first few criticals from getting like rear shots, but damn.
No, that's like playing that. We talked about this mission. Which mission is it from Call of Duty 2? You're in a back of a truck as a tiger chases you. And you're firing Panzerfaust
222. It's the one in like Tunisia.
Oh no, I was thinking the one over in Europe. When you're still with them again with Price and all that kind of nonsense.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're on the. Oh, that part. You got the Piat as well, yeah.
Piat, it's got to be a Shrek.
I think it's probably a Shrek.
I was like,
it's
Piat,
a World War II video game.
They hate you. They don't hate you that much.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But yes, I was a little bit ridiculous with that. That half track. Like I said, the penetration in this game is really weird. So, long story short, the number you see in the penetration card isn't the maximum penetration at like 100 meters, it's maximum penetration at the gun's minimum distance. Some guns get maximum penetration at 500 meters. Some guns get at 800 meters. It depends on like velocity, all of that, whichever the model. And also, you can actually penetrate tanks which have more armor than your maximum penetration. So it is possible to penetrate an IS-2 frontally with a Pak 40, even though, or like a Panzer III or something like a regular, let's say PCR round. Even though it says you shouldn't because the numbers don't add up. But yeah, the penetration's really weird. Well, they need to explain it a bit.
So didn't we find out that Curbs, that real nifty player of SD fame already, found out something to do with Pascal's triangle?
Something along those lines. It was some math algorithm, but essentially like an AT rifle can penetrate up to, I forgot the number. It probably changed now, but you could penetrate past 35 millimeters. It was just a lower chance to penetrate once you get past. It's bizarre. I can't even go into explain it right now. That's how mathematically complex the SD2 penetration mechanics is.
Can we talk real quick about the fact that Tigga, I think, has brought his entire Phase B Pioneer card to the south?
Yeah, he really wants a flame on that forest. He really wants a forest back.
Well, I understand. It's Sylvan Grove right there. It's kind of a very romantic spot. I can only imagine there is something
right?
after it.
It'd probably look even better and half the trees are burned down. Probably not. It'd probably look worse. Yeah. But at least you can get a clear line of sight.
I was going to say, dude, think about the moose. Now, the Sturm Pioneer, these Flammenwerfer Sturm Pioneers, I think I probably would have liked to have seen a combination assault here, both regular Pioneers and Sturm Pioneers. Just get the Gebote Ladungs, because that Flammenwerfer, it's good, but yeah, it's just minor gripe. And this is, of course, God Vision and everything, so. But the Strafniki realize it's time for them to leave. Just like, oh my god, look at that armored spearhead coming up to support them, though.
Mm-hmm. There's not really much proper. There's really not. Well, he's got some Panzer IIIs being brought into his forest, I believe, so we're going to see some rather close-range action here rather shortly.
Mm-hmm. And the question,
to be fair...
Yes, please, but
those Panzer IIIs are probably going to win, because they have the veterancy advantage, for sure.
I'll tell you who's not going to win. Those ME-109s are not going to win against all that, and ground fire, good lord. Especially not with 3 more yaks coming on in, too.
Oh, yeah. Time to get out, Messerschmitt.
I think it would be fascinating to watch these Storm Pioneers kind of flank around and try to get behind them with these flamethrowers, but
that'd be pretty cool.
Right now, I feel like we're watching the Battle of the Bulge for the second, you know?
This dense forest fight, but with many, many more flamethrowers.
Indeed. worth noting in the meantime, these guys are pretty much playing tanks at 20 paces. They can't see very much in front of them at all, and oh my gosh.
There we go. And
the OP
only
bomber.
kills one. Only kills one.
Yeah, but he freaks out the entire fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, to the north, though, we're going to see Tigga is not getting a whole lot of engagement up on that side, and the fact it looks like both sides content to not fight over that town, keep property values what they are, makes sense. I understand that. But the south, Tigga, I don't know if he's... No, he's not going to be low on infantry already.
He shouldn't be. I mean, he does have a B-phase, C-phase tank. He definitely should, have enough cars to get through B and C phase without running out of stuff. Hopefully, for him, that is.
Never mind, okay, so we're getting more Panzer Grunts coming in with, the Panzerfausts. I'm surprised we haven't seen really any Panzerbücher Panzer Grenadiers. I know that the gun was pretty much very much out of date really at this point already, but hey, the Russians have them, why not the Germans?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty, there's been quite a bit of fighting, but not too much in terms of pushing. Tigger's holding a nice +1 point advantage over Abyssal. And Abyssal hasn't really been pushing too much anywhere else. Middle's been pretty quiet. Northern side's been pretty quiet. It's really all coming down to this southern forest attack.
Well, I do like the fact that we have some artillery now being brought onto the field from the Russian side of things. They are desperate to try to take out that Pack 40, and it's not going to happen.
No. They even has a B4, the big 203mm artillery gun.
Here we go. Here's that Junker with the AP clusters that you were talking about.
And he goes.
Oh, look. It actually killed something. And radiator overheating.
Yep.
And here comes death. No? No death?
That's on it. His gas maxims shoot a lot of bullets, but at the end of the day, they're only machine gun bullets, so it's nothing too bad. Yeah, the pilot, I would definitely be panicking if I was you.
Yeah, remind me, how many machine guns are that? It's like 4 or 6?
4 maxims on the back of a truck.
Jeez, McGregor.
Which is, it's just a lot of machine guns, been in the day, it's a small caliber machine guns still.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, I'm happy to drive through a hailstorm, but when the hailstorm are the size of, several centimeters across, I'm going to start
Fair point.
praying. Now, the Strelkovy, even with 2 flamethrowers, he realized that they cannot hold back the tide.
No.
And like the Ents of old, they retreat to talk it over.
I don't think there's going to be much talking once this battle is done, Khan.
Well, there is no word in Old Entish to describe this kind of betrayal. Almost my favorite scene in that entire second movie, I will not lie, is the attack on Eisenberg.
It's pretty badass.
Oh yeah. So Purity coming on with the PPSs, so we are going to see that KILLJOE is looking to be a KILLJOE down in the south with some more kind of close-in fighting. The issue with that is, if they take out this 45mm, the tanks are going to be able to play for just days down here from the German side.
I feel like it's going to be the case. I mean, a 45mm is on the lower end of that hill, so once Panzer III's emerge from the forest, can't really do too much.
Yeah, I'm checking line of sight here, and yeah, as long as they keep to the crest, that 45mm can do F-all.
Yeah.
Of course, we do have the Su-76s and the 204s, 203mm, excuse me, able to suppress a good deal of it from a distance.
If they can hit.
Oh, they'll find a way, I'm sure.
But yeah, it's pushed, so that's like a really well for Tigger. Panzer III's do fantastic in this closer range knife fight environment. And, I mean, you got another T-34 here, but if he positions his Panzer III's right, he should be able to kill it easy peasy.
And one by one, actually getting rid of that ground attack fighter fire is not inconsiderable either. Strelkovy's with LPOs coming on in, another ZSU coming on in. Yikes. And here comes the Yak attack back. So yep, Yak backs. They were a big thing in the 80s, they were a big thing in the 1940s apparently as well.
Yeah. when I chase down the German air. Well, now doing some strafing runs and getting some really good suppression on the Panzer Grenadiers. The Messerschmitt coming out as well to try and get them back. But yeah, it's a real back and forth fight over this southern area, southern forest. But Tigga is really, I mean, the Panzer IIIs are moving their way through, trying to hunt that T-34 down. But it feels like Tigga, he's really close at taking his hill, but it's a little bit too stressed out, a little bit too clustered.
For now, yes. For now, it's very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
And we just are having one of those interesting moments when everyone and their mother is just kind of tunneling on this one area. Yep, here comes the yak. Question is... No, that SDKFZ-71's not going to do jack. We do have a couple of T-34-42s coming on from the German side. Yeah. That's always kind of interesting.
I bet if he has, like, the C-phase card of Yam, he's going to have a lot of T-34s. The cluster bombs drop. And, once again, only kills one Panzer III, and he's going to pay for it with his life.
You know, I was trying to get myself into the mindset. We saw an IS-2, a Boita IS-2 last match. It was definitely an interesting match to check on out, guys. If you haven't already, go for it. Very, very weird. I was trying to put myself in the position of an individual tanker training on a captured piece of equipment.
That must have been so weird. You like capture a tank and you go to, you're probably like already a frontline troop and you're like, hey, cool, I'll take this, captured tank and, well, how do we use it? The controls are all in Russian. The manual's in Russian.
Yeah, I was like having Independence Day moment, where they're trying to fly up to the alien mothership, and I was like, oh, there's some idiot put these directions in reverse.
How do you train for that stuff? Especially for, like, the Germans, who are using a lot of captured equipment. I mean, for the Soviets, when they're probably, getting American equipment, Americans are probably nice enough to write some manuals in Russian, at least.
Don't push this button. Kadoom! Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, that must have been really weird. Yeah, I guess you just had to, like, fiddle around with it. I'm betting information about how to use it wasn't really widespread.
Well, it was just in case there were traitors among their ranks. I do like, it's interesting to me, we're actually seeing the Sturmoviki is able to hold this compound for just a second.
I know.
But we're seeing this flank coming around with some of these Panzer Grenadiers, and I think the Panzer Grenadier is going to get that T-34. Oh, okay, never mind, he stopped short. Oh. I hate when it makes me a liar. But ME-109's a couple ground runs right there, and we're going to see another cluster run? No? No clusters? Okay, Interesting. Kind of confused why that Junker didn't even make a gun run.
I think he probably lost line of sight of what he was trying to bomb, and it seems like he's probably going to die now.
Oh, he's not smoking yet. Oh, he's maybe a little bit. He's only a couple packs a day. Don't. Oh, man. The other Junker though says, "You killed my brother. Prepare to die." And he's not going to make it in either.
No.
But those 3 ME-109s will.
Oh wow, that's abyssalKILLJOE. God damn. Not expecting that. That's a pretty big kill because it's really an M15. That's a real heavy anti-aircraft piece there from the Soviets.
It's a legit one.
Yeah, it's an actually legit one because it's American.
I was going to make a comment, but it's a little bit non-PC. Let's keep it on this side of the line. But the Argonne CP3 is now able to take back that position from the LPO and allows the infantry to move in with some close support. I don't know if you can't see him. Well,
no, I can.
I'm up from the P3 side.
Oh, he can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that destroyed building is just a little bit too much for him.
Too destroyed?
Yeah. Can't see through the windows, as the windows have been blown up,
Well, the windows or the walls. Troop morale is slipping. We must counterattack. We are going to see both the T-34Es in the bottom. I think they're probably fighting against their allies, their ex-allies, and thinking, wait a second, that used to be ours.
Mm-hmm.
Which is always kind of a rough realization to be kind of going through here.
I'd also really would have been annoying as the enemy if your enemy was using the same tanks for you. Yes, they have different markings, but at a long distance, you're probably like second guessing yourself a bit.
Oh yeah,
like,
the silhouettes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? Actually, you know what? I don't have anything really that interesting to go with. What I can say is that we are going to see a couple of KV-1s moving on in, and while not quite as terrifying as the IS-2s, KV-1s are not inconsiderable. They mount some pretty heavy armor.
Yeah, it's pretty good for the price. It's a cheaper, heavier tank, and in close range engagement like this for the Panzer IIIs they'll be more than fine in trying to fairly fight the P3s and T-34s. So I feel like Tigga just has more tanks. I mean, like you're saying, how 20th Panzer doesn't have, many... Oh, wow, the goddamn artillery pieces blew up the Panzer III.
Yes, sir.
That was like pretty much a direct hit. Almost, but yeah. But like I was saying, even though we're saying, like, before, on previous casts, our 20th Panzer doesn't really have that many tanks, 29th has even less tanks. So in terms of the tank attrition war, Tigga's gonna win it for sure.
Which is weird when you think about it.
Because it's the Soviet division?
Well, just because of the timeline of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now, one thing they will not do well, though, is if they run their tanks into anti-tank gun positions, that will lose them the war.
Yeah. I'm really quite surprised how, like, effective that Soviet 45mm is in general.
True.
Like, it's a pretty good light AT gun.
Well, we've seen some really interesting anti-tank gun performances overall, and dear Christ, look at that armored fist. Western side of the map. I feel like I should be playing... I'm listening to Flood of the Valkyries is going in my head right now.
Did he just...
all of it.
Like, just go all of it, and that's... Damn.
So he saved up for over a minute just to do that.
I know. He's going all out. He's calling, the rest of the divisional reserves.
And a Verframen. Okay, I approve. Never mind, continue.
This is good push, good push.
Infantry-wise, I'm surprised we haven't seen a bigger shove along the center line by the Soviets.
Yeah, I feel like both sides have definitely missed an opportunity by trying to push in another flank. There are seeing a few guards move in the middle, but it's a little bit too late and a little bit unsupported. Not really going to do too much, especially when you're being bombed a bit by Messerschmitts. Not ideal in the slightest.
No, that's a very delicate way of putting it, but such delicacy is your stock in trade, and I think that makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the first thing I think about you, Rang, is you're a very, very delicate individual.
I'm a fragile. You have to keep me the right side up.
Yes. I mean, on the northern side, right? Now, we are going to see the Soviets are trying to desperately hold on to this tree line. I don't know they're going to be able to do that anymore, especially once this Verframen gets himself up and running. That's not to take away at all from the Hummel nor from the mortar, but Verframen is just a terrifying thing by itself.
Yeah, I mean, especially of how clustered the Soviets tanks are down south. One row place Verframen shots, KV-1s start falling back, and the P4s go choo-choo. Next stop, Moscow. Probably not, especially this time of the war, but they can dream.
Next stop, weekend in Skov. Are we seeing that? Okay, the Verframen is firing the Springgranate coming on in, and not for nothing, but you can practically feel the ground shake.
Yeah, the kid even killed one KV-1. That is some pretty hefty artillery for sure.
It's almost as good now as the Germans are coming around one by one around this tree line, and the P3 burst around the,
Yeah.
The pit realizes, we might have been a little bit too frisky.
I like how everyone just leaves the P3 behind. Like, screw you.
Exactly.
We're not coming to save your ass. You're P3, we're P4s, we're better than you.
Well, except the other P3 says like,
oh, okay.
brothers, help me! Outside of that, though, we are seeing signs of engagement to the north. We actually see, looks like the Su-76s maybe, or is it another stovepipe? Su-76s trying to engage a center compound, and geez, that Pak-40 has been there the entire time.
Oh, damn.
He is still there.
That's quite surprising. Usually, AT guns don't last that long. Usually get artilleried.
Usually no, but today is a day like no other. And for some reason the KV-1s are being aggressive here. Guys, this is when you send infantry in to do the dirty work. Unmask all the enemy fire, then you bombard it, then you send in the tanks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, as you watch another one go down.
I think he wasn't expecting to be shot at by the P4s going up the hill. And now he's learned his mistake and making sure he's not on top.
Well, it's the importance of not being seen. Clearly, they need another Monty Python.
You need to hide behind a bush and not move.
Exactly.
We're seeing the smoke being dropped down, and Tigger's gonna... At least he's not gonna try to go through this hellish choke point down south and instead try to break through into town. And I don't know, it could actually work, because he's got Panzer Grenadiers coming in to try to capture the area. Whether about he can get his Panzer IVs in the right position to give sufficient fire support.
Well, the Wolframen, he is aiming for the town, so you're absolutely right. If he can nuke this, he will be happy to do so.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna come out just in perfect timing, really. I think it's only one rocket he shot? Yeah,
no, he's fired 5. Okay, so not the most effective fire, but that smoke is... Wow, that's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Philip Morris would be proud of you, sir. Unfortunately, that artillery fire from the reverse is also kind of a problem.
Yeah. And now he's pinned down in the open. I think Strefniki, the AT rifle, doing a very good job of keeping those half-tracks at bay, but the Panther IVs are coming in finally to give some fire support. And that's exactly what he needs.
Well, he is losing some tickets right now, too. I mean, the Russian army is showing small signs of life, and I think... Yeah, the M15s are finally trying to engage some of that air power instead, which is worthwhile. And will the ME-109s make it out? Yes, they will.
Yeah. Germans. That one flag fell in on the back of a truck is going to be enough to keep the Axe at bay.
There's an 88 mil there as well.
Oh, yeah, it's also an 88. You always forget about the 88.
How dare you, sir?
Like, oh, it has AP value, it's an 80 tank gun. But oh no, it's an anti-air gun as well. Multi-purpose.
I swear, it's an anti-air gun. No,
nope.
Junker, very, very plucky Junker, think he's going to make it on in... Well, he's got a second one behind him, just in case the first one doesn't do the trick.
Yeah.
If they break the KV-85s, that could be the entire center part of the map.
Exactly, I think so too.
But they got to get there first. And the first one's not going to.
No. The good when they get on target is just getting on target, as you can tell, is pretty hard. And one does go down, it's probably gonna lose the second, I think. Oh,
yeah, he's looking a little bit worse for the wear, but he does get out, doesn't he? Did we get another from it? No, we're getting mortars galore. This town, so the entire engagement has shifted up about maybe a kilometer. And half the German army is pinned down, but it is enough to block off that line of sight from the M15s? No, he still has line of sight somehow. There's got to be a slight graphical bug here, because I don't know how he'd see through that. Interesting.
Oh yeah, the line of sight thing doesn't work with smoke, which is really annoying at the moment. And you know, pretty big deal. I think he should be able to see or not see if a unit can not see through smoke.
Wait, are you saying that the Nazis can't be or not seen? That sounded better in my head, so you know. I apologize.
That actually sounded pretty good in practice.
What a sweetheart.
I did not see that one coming.
turning a blind eye, did we?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, but in the meantime, though, so Tigga is up. He's bouncing along. Kind of doing his whole thing. We have a Flammenwerfer up to the north, a Flammenwerfer and a guard DP. Oh, the DP almost makes the penetration into the building. But the last second, the door is closed.
Yeah.
Did the Werfer fire again recently? It looks like
I think so.
Okay, not sure it fired. Didn't really do a whole lot, apparently.
No, but Tigga did manage to take that town at least in the southern area, which is good for him. He is losing Panzer IVs, but hey, he can just buy more. I think for Tigga, he just has all of his Panzer IV, pretty much all of his tanks in sea phase mainly, or a lot of tanks.
You mean like this entire mess that's coming in right now again?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's a lot of Panzer IVs, and Panzer IVs are definitely underrated. I mean, when everyone's playing 5th Panzer and doing Tigga and Panther spam because, they're cool heavy tanks, the Panzer IVs hold out really well. They can pretty much deal with the majority of the Soviet tanks up to the IS-2. And speaking of IS-2, we are actually seeing the boy to Stalin being brought in.
Did I miss him? Where did I miss him?
It's by the Pack 40.
Hello, my friend. How are you?
Yeah. It's really interesting seeing him so late in the game because you can only get that as an A-phase card. It's rather interesting he held it in reserve for so long. But now, I mean, there's not really... KILLJOE pretty much has nothing in his deck that can reliably penetrate that thing.
Well, this is something you and I talked about, though, beforehand, is that the IS, the Poita Stalin, it's very, very difficult to know exactly what one place in your line needs that breakwater.
Mm-hmm. It's your Poita Firefly, it's your one unicorn unit, and you gotta make it work, and you can't really afford to lose it. In this case, not so much, but against the IS-2 spam division, having that one IS-2, that one heavy tank to fight the other IS-2s head on, is nice. It's nice.
Verframen to the south, I'm going to love this barrage if it hits anywhere near close to target. Look at what's right around it. It's the KV-1s.
Oh, yeah.
With 2 guard squads below it. If anything's on target, this would be great.
Goes, he shoots, but really score.
Okay, dropping a little long, a little short. That one tank somehow managed to escape. Okay, well, you know what, though? If nothing else, that was... Wow, that was weird. Secondary explosion.
Oh, it does lose one. I think the napalm killed it at the end.
Interesting. And with that, I think to a certain degree, I think Abyssal's lines are beginning to fold here.
Yeah, they're not looking that good. I mean, he definitely went for a phase heavy playstyle, and it's not really going to work for him now. And 20th Panzer is bringing out, well, all the Panzers.
2 and 3 to 1, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one-on-one in terms of the infantry overall, he still has... His squads are still, at least, I would say, fairly comparable to the Germans. But yeah, he can't get over open ground.
Especially now. Especially now. He can't really do too much anymore when he taps out.
Yeah, so screw it. Can't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
So rather than the slow bleed, he falls on his sword, which kind of makes sense. I can respect that. We also just say that I love Tigga's picture.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
He's a bro.
That's pretty good.
Let's see. Kills Strelkovy, a little bit of death here. Ooh, wow, that B4203. Check that guy out. Pesky. He was certainly very pesky.
Wow. Really good anti-tank gun.
Yes. Well, actually, artillery piece.
I know. Anti-tank artillery.
Yikes.
Which isn't even a thing. But we can pretend it's a thing.
The Pack Howitzer with their 5 AP shots. Pack 40 on the opposite side. Okay, not a whole lot. And bizarrely enough, the Germans were just kind of strong, decently all the way around.
Yeah, I mean, it's a spread out affair. There's not really many super units for the Germans. So yeah, it's just Panzer IVs all, working together. Peace and harmony, all of that.
Oh, they are family, man, But alright, folks, show back up, I think, Rang. I think we had another video coming out Thursday?
Friday, some
Okay.
sometime.
Yeah, okay. Well, guys, keep an eye out for another strong cast for us next time. I will say, until then, though, you guys are great, and I'm Connor.
I'm Rangru. Take it easy.